Welcome back to Simply Mums. As always, my name is Leah. I'm here to empower women, empower mothers, empower families. And today we have a guest. Her name is Claudine. She's going to introduce herself. Welcome, Claudine.
Thank you, Leah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
So my name is Claudine Irankunda. I am a mom. I'm a wife. I am a social worker by profession. And I am also a business owner, digital business owner.
Wow.
So that's me. I wear different hats.
Yes.
Of course, outside all those things, I also support my community, my church community, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for, coming to Simply Mums. So, Claudine, how do you balance all that? All these different hats?
Yes, many hats.
Yeah.
And I guess sometimes you wake up and you throw them in the air, so which one goes on first? Yeah, there are different hats, especially mums. We wear different hats at different point, at different times in a day. And I guess it's prioritizing what really need to be done, and planning is a key. Planning, for me, if I didn't have a planner, for me everything would really fall under the ground. I have to be intentional about what I'm doing each day. I like to plan a week ahead.
Okay.
Of course, we do talk about the short term, the long term plan. For me, the short term plan are as important as daily planning. Really, it's about planning and also prioritizing and having those to-do lists, and having to rejuggle them as well. Looking at them and prioritizing and looking at where you're at, what you've done, and where you need to be coming up. But it is busy, but nothing is impossible.
Yeah. So how does your week normally look like?
Oh, gosh. How does my week look like? Where do I start?
Yeah.
My week vary from one week to another. For example, for me as a mom, family comes first.
Yes.
Children are the center of everything that I do. First and foremost, if it's a school day, for example, you've got to the school routines, the morning, the school runs, the meetings after that, the work, the meetings after meetings, and then the lunch in between, and the washing, and the cooking, dinner, and everything else, and the business as well. So still have to find space for it. So a busy week is a busy week. But as I said, everything is done intentionally. Planning, if I didn't have a plan, I don't know what to do. But there are some weeks which are quite different as well to the usual weekly routine that you may have. Like, for example, when you've got children on holiday, school holidays, for example, half terms. Yeah. So those weeks can be quite different to any other weeks that you have. So I guess it's looking at how I manage that. For example, myself now, until recently, my children used to be able to go to clubs even during the holidays, school holidays. Okay. Because I would have to go to work. So there's no alternative. There's no alternative for clubs. So they'll go to clubs. But now recently I've realized that I'm missing so much. We miss so much of our children anyway as mothers, and what? They grow up so fast.
They grow up so fast.
You blink, they're gone. You blink,
before you know, 5 years, we're like, what happened? Where did the time go?
We recently celebrated my son's 5th birthday, and I sat back and I started to look at those baby pictures and went through all those pictures for the nursery, first in the nursery and all that, and I'm thinking, God, I just went to sleep and I woke up and there you go, 5 years is gone. Where has it gone? But it just really come to realize that time is not always in our hand, and it's a currency that we can never get back if we lose it. Yeah.
So what do you think parents should do? Spend more time with their children and not work?
It would be easy to spend more time with your children. Of course, we all want to spend time with our children as a parent. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And our children love to spend time with us. They long for that mommy time and daddy time. In most instances. But what can we do? We can only do what we can. We can maximize and look at what we can do in terms of options. What is it that we can do? Some parents, unfortunately, have to work. Some of us have to work. I have had to work to be able to provide, to meet the needs of my children, my family. Bills have to be paid at the end of the day. And, and some of us have other family members as well to support. So family is not just me, you, and my husband and the children. So there is more to family than just those who live within your home environment. So work, we have to work, but I guess it's looking at different ways you can maximize times, or looking at different options, things that you can do to allow you to stay closer to your children. I'll give you an example here. Before I had my children, I used to be able to do a supplement job as a teacher, as a university lecturer. So that was in addition to my already busy social work job that I was doing. So, but for me, A, I enjoyed it, and B, it's something that was giving me additional source of income. So I would work 4 days a week, and 2 days a week, which included a Saturday, I would go and teach at Coventry University. But then I came to realize that once I had my children, while it was lovely to be able to earn some extra money in addition to what I was earning in my day-to-day job, I was not going to be able to afford to be away from my children. They were already away from me for so long during the week, and I could not afford. My conscience as a mom could not allow me to be away from them anymore. But then again, I had to think of other ways I can generate additional income, because obviously, if you have a child, you need
the needs keep growing.
They need to keep growing, and you also need to be able to. When we talk about spending time with our children, it's not just sitting at home with the children.
Yes,
you want to create those memories with them, and memories are not just always in the house. You need to be able to take them to days, activities, holidays, and you help them develop those skills from outside the classroom, outside the home environment, things that they can learn out there in the nature. And sometimes these things can be quite expensive as well. So having some additional income is a must.
It is.
It's not a need; it's a must.
It's a must.
Yes.
So that is. So I guess that's the moment you realize that although I need to be there for my kids, I also need another way of making an income that is not as taxing as driving, going to like Coventry to lecture, or something where you're not going to be going out of your house really to do that. Absolutely.
I think it hit me, it was in 2021. It hit me that I needed to do something, not only for additional money, also for me to be a present mom. Because if you've got those worries about money, if you've got that stress about job, if you've got those reports you have not completed, and you're trying to use a little time you've got after work in the evening with your child to attend to their routine, yet at the back of your mind you're still thinking about, I need to stay up until midnight to finish that report. All that stress that comes with work-related stress, that really kind of like it's not allowing you to be fully available. I remember having to finish work in the evening and collecting my kids from nursery, and I'm coming home, I'm exhausted. They are tired as well after a long day, and they're crying, and I'm thinking, they're tired, I'm tired. I'm not being my best here, because what I'm giving them is what's left over of me, really. And I remember having to stop and say, God, is this really why you blessed me with these children? You say, the Bible tells us that, you create us so we can have life and have it to the fullest. But why am I feeling so inadequate in what I'm doing? Why am I not feeling like I'm doing enough? And it was clear that I wasn't doing enough. And I started really to seriously pray and say, God, I need another way. I need another way, because this is not the life that you have told me that is the fullest that I should be living. It's not even half. It's not even a quarter of what you describe in a word. So where are we going with this? So then I had to seriously think about what's next.
So this business that you decided to do after, can you tell us more about what that is and how it has helped you to get your time back with your kids?
Yes. Before I found this business, I tried other things. Because you're always trying, aren't you? Trying to see what could work and what could potentially be fit for you and your family, because not what's a fit for me may not be a fit for you and your family.
Yeah.
And what's God calling for me may not be God's calling for you. So we have to, for me, I had to first of all use my own mind and my own intelligence to work out what exactly could work for me. I tried different things.
Name it.
Broken. Do I want to name it? Do I really want to name it? Exhausting, broken, financially broken. I would just say maybe that I tried things which I probably got involved in without doing my due diligence, without praying, because as children of God, we are to be led by the Spirit. And at times, our head and our heart leads us more than that inner voice. And I think that's where I went wrong. So I had tried different things, and we even looked into things of like children's home. For those who are probably in the UK, you know that there's an area where there is money. It's an area which really has got quite a lot of money for those who can set it up and run it successfully. But I realized that before I went into social work, I used to work in residential homes. So I already had that front line, that knowledge of exactly what happens inside. And of course, within my area of work as well, that's what, some of the things that I do. And I was confident that I could do it, and that was the first thing that to look at really for. But then again, I realized that what I was looking for was work-life balance. And for me to do that kind of business, that was not going to give me what I wanted, what I was looking for. I needed to be available 24/7. And with little children, young children, that was not doable for me. So I had to pack that and tried other things. And I packed that as well. And I said, God, let's go back. Let's start where we should all have begun in the first place. So I packed that aside, and I said, God, I need you to guide me. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that you have got a good plan for me. Plan to prosper me. So I prayed and I left it there. And one day, I'm not a social media person normally, and online business would have been the last thing that I would have considered. And while just going on Facebook, just like that, as I said, I would normally go on Facebook. Not even, I had a Facebook account, I had a LinkedIn account, just for the sake of having those accounts and go on them every now and then. But I just happened to go on a Facebook account, and I found an ad of a mom who was talking about me in her story. Literally, she's a Christian mom to begin with. She had just had a second child. That was me. She was a nurse. That was similar kind of like work environment I was in. She was crying for something to do so she can stay at home and look after her children, or at least be able to meet the needs of her children, or reduce her working hours. That was me. And I'm like, God, but why are you bringing all these things in front of me now? But God, I don't do online stuff. What's all this about? But hey ho, I ignored that.
You prayed.
I went to bed.
You prayed, God is answering, and you're complaining.
Don't we do that all the time?
We do that
Isn't that what we do?
Yeah.
But anyhow, I ignored that. I put to bed, and I went to bed. Every time I closed my eyes, it kept coming back. I could see that ad playing in my mind. I'm thinking, God, why can't I sleep? So I managed to go to sleep at some point. The following day, it came back. So I thought, okay, she's inviting me to go and look into it. I have nothing to lose. Why can't I just look into it? If I don't do it, I'm going to stay awake again tonight
thinking about it.
Exactly. So I really connected with this lady. She shared some information with me. And then I went on to explore further. I was very skeptical. Because I've been harmed on. I've been scammed online.
Yeah.
I've been scammed online before. And if you've been scammed, you know what it feels like.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
It's not fun. And you've been scammed not once, not twice, but 3 times. We talk about trauma sometimes in social work. Boy, trauma is real. You
were traumatized.
I was traumatized to the point that if you told me about anything to do with online, I would literally run away. Which is why initially seeing that ad on Facebook, I was like, this is another scam. It's another scam coming my way. So anyhow, so I prayed about it. I said, God, is this you? Is this you? I have prayed, but I'm seeing these things. Is this you? So I prayed for a sign. I prayed for peace in my heart to know this is what God wanted me to do. And guess what? I got that peace in my heart, and I explored it further. And I was, not only that I was skeptical, there were other things as well which really were like a barrier, or I would say excuses to not explore this further. I didn't have time. And to be honest, if you look at it from outside, I didn't have time because I had two toddlers. I had a full-time job, very demanding full-time job. It's like having 2 full-time jobs, by the way. And I could barely get time to go get my hair done. And I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to start and run a business from scratch? So time was one of the excuses I gave myself. Lack of business experience was another. Because I said, I've tried things and when I failed, that's because I'm not good at business. So that was another excuse I was giving myself. And then the other thing was finances. I'm not going to be able to find money to invest in another business, having lost all that money with those scammers online and other things aside that as well. So the more excuse I gave myself, the more I kind of like got inspired to even explore that more. So I reached out to that lady. We spoke, and I aired all my worries, all my concerns, and she was able to reassure me in terms of time. First of all, she was like, Claudine, share with me, how does your day look like? And we sat down and we talked through my day, and I'm like, okay, so between this time and this time, what are you doing? And I realized that I'm not actually doing anything productive anyway. And that's the time we run the business. And at work, do you take lunch? You take a break? And I'm like, yes, I take a break. What do you do in your break? I'm probably just on calls, or those things, unproductive things that you do. So I realized that I had pockets of time here and there during the day, and I also had at least an hour and a half in the evening, which I could be using really to build a business for me and my family. And the other thing that I was mindful of as well, I need whatever I need to. What it need to be something that was legit, something that was legal. Because obviously, not only that we're children of God, we should not associate ourselves with things which are not, within the law. Also, within the work that we do, we cannot really link into ourselves with anything that's not legal. So, flexibility, legality, and support. Because I realized that the reason why I had started so many things and never didn't succeed in the past was because I was starting things by myself. And I didn't have any accountabilities around me, anybody to be accountable for me. And when you're starting something from scratch, accountability support is very, very, very vital. Very vital. So I realized that this business is one which gives you that one-to-one support. I had a mentor when I started. I had a coach. So the support was endless. I had ongoing training from day one to last day. And I came to realize that sometimes we fail. When we say we have failed in life with anything that we do, we fail ourselves a lot of times. But where there are options out there for anybody who would be thinking of what can I do, there are options out there. I never thought there was such an option. At time I thought, God, why did I not come across this opportunity like 10 years ago when I was trying all these things which are failing? But I realized that God timing is always perfect. So this online business was the best for me, was a fit for me because it fit around my work, my busy work and family life, and it offered support. It offered the automation system. It offered all the systems in place to enable me to do the business.
Like what?
Like, for example, training. It offered me the mentorship I was talking about. It offered me like a website, for example. I didn't know if I was going to start an online business, how on earth am I going to even start building a website? And I realized there was a community where they put all these things for me. It's like a package which is ready for me to plug into, tested as well. So I'm not starting something that may fail, may not fail, something that's already been tested and tried and it works. And it's global. That's another issue. That's another big thing for me. It's global. I'm not limited to just doing a business in the UK. Today I have got a team in USA, I've got a team in Canada, Sweden, where else? Got Nairobi in Kenya and Uganda. So for me, really, that was some of the things that I needed to not have limit to be able to do this flexibility. Of course, you have to be committed.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I realized. You need consistency, committed to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And as long as one is willing, there is always ways.
That is a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot, but it's all very important.
Yes.
So the coaching, can we go back to the coaching and the mentoring? So how does that happen?
So basically, when you join our business community, you join via someone. For example, when I joined the business, I joined via this person that I saw an ad of, and they were my mentor, they were my coach. So they were my accountability partner at the same time. So their role is to support and guide me and ensure that I succeed. This is why I say that sometimes we fail ourselves. So Leah, tell me, if you've got someone, for example, who is following on you, checking in with you, setting targets with you, saying, Claudine, how are we doing this week? What targets have we got for ourselves? And then going back at the following week and say, how did we do? Where did we go? Has anything fallen behind? Why? What can we do to improve? So it's that kind of like guidance, that support that you need. Really someone to work with you. I was running my own business, but not by myself, but with a group of other people pushing me. And that's very rare to find out there. Yeah.
Okay, and the coaching?
Same as that. Coaches are there they are more experienced, have been in a business longer than maybe like a mentor. They have got more knowledge about the business, how that works. For example, when I started the business myself, I was a mentor supporting my team members. And then I got to a point where I became a coach. So now I'm a mentor, I'm a coach in a community. I have got a group of individuals that I support in terms of mentoring and also coaching as well, helping them to, for example, in my coaching course, which you call strategy course, what I do, once, say for example, an individual has expressed, say for example, you have expressed an interest in our own business, for example, I will say to you, okay, brilliant, Leah, how can I help you? Let's get started. Let me share some information with you first and foremost, because it's all about educating.
Yeah,
it's all about educating. At the end of the day, one has to make an informed decision. We don't make decisions for people. We don't sell. We provide information. We guide, and someone makes a decision. So at the initial point, it's a journey that I took, that you will take as well if you were to explore this business opportunity, or if anyone else would like to explore this kind of business opportunity. What you would do, you would reach out to the person who needs, in this case, either myself or Leah, say that you would like to explore what we're talking about. We will ask you for like an email address, of course, so we can share information. So what we do then, we have, remember that automation system I told you about?
Yeah.
So I have a website already. So I put your email address in my website, or I give you my website, you register on my website, and then that system that will then send you information on my behalf. So that's like, that heavy lifting is done for me. So
it's just you put your, and then you start getting automatic emails.
Then that automation starts in the background. They will send the information. Of course, you have to link up because we're a human being. And I'm a people person.
Yeah.
I like to talk. I like to connect to people. And I would reach out to you. We connect. Facebook, WhatsApp. We talk about it. And a lot of times, because there's so many scams out there, one has to be really quite clear in terms of what they're getting involved in. Do your due diligence. Make sure that you have done your research. There are different ways you can do your research. Connect to the person potentially who is introducing to the business to you. Find out about them. When I started, I told you I was very skeptical.
Yeah.
I went on Facebook, I went on LinkedIn, I found my mentor there, and I could see what she's doing, I could see what she works. For me, that was enough. And there's a lot of different things you can do to do your due diligence. Pray. If you're a prayerful person, pray about it. Pray about it
before you proceed.
Precisely. So once you have got your initial information, then you are invited to become a group of our community. By becoming a group of community, what we do, there is of course a membership fee that one pays. That initial information you're given is free, and then there's a membership fee that comes in with when you want to become a part of the community, and it's usually $149 USD. and it's around £120, I think, if you put it in pound currency. That then gives you, once you pay that, you become a part of that global community. And then you get access to all the information that you need to be able to make your decision. You get access to information about the company we partner with, the support that you get, the products, because let's face it, any business, there's always products, there's services, so all that. You get to understand the business model that we use, a commission scheme, and so on and so forth. And then once you've gone through all that information, at that point you probably have an idea. Is this something I can do? If it is a yes, brilliant. You connect with your coach. In that case, it will be me. We then have what we call a strategy call. I walk you through that. We talk about it. What is it that you like about it? What would you like to? It's like having someone to help you to come up with a business plan, to draw your business plan, and help you find the right plan or the right strategy for you to get started. Yeah. And then from there, once you get started, we get to work.
So when someone joins, for example, they bid the first call, strategy call, you say. So is that like, do you have to do lists? Do you have to say, this is what you need to do, this is the next steps from here and there? Or?
Yeah, basically, by the time we have that strategy call, remember you have watched that information.
Yeah,
you get those videos, what we call pre-coaching videos. You have got an idea of what the company is, what it is that you expect to do, how you earn, because you're coming to the business because you want to earn money. You understand what the business model is. A lot of time, once you've taken time to go through that information, you just have some clarification questions to go through with your coach and to kind of like work out exactly, help me understand, how do I start? Or you could come to me and say, Claudine, I've watched all these videos, I love it, this is how I would like to start. Please help, is this the best way? Advise me, is this the best way for me to get started? Or it could be that you come to me and say, Claudine, I have watched this information, unfortunately I don't think that's for me. And at that point, that's really good. That's fine. I'm glad you have explored it. You have learned something, because everything you spend time on, you're learning something.
Yeah.
And guess what? At that point, then you get your if you decide not to progress with the business, you get your membership feedback. Remember, you paid $149 USD to become a member of the community. Since you're not going to be doing the business, there's no need for you to remain member of that community.
Yeah.
They give you that money back. It all has to be done within 30 days, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So really, there is nothing to lose, but everything to gain.
Wow. Interesting. So how does this business give you the freedom and the legacy? So can you pass it on to your children, or what or is it?
That's another reason why I was very attracted to this business, Leah, because other businesses, most businesses out there, like the business that I was trying to do, if something happens to me, God forbid, if anything was to happen to me, for example, this business does not die with me. This is passed on to our children. A lot of us, like me and you, for example, we are immigrant moms. We come to UK, we start from scratch, we build a life.
Yeah.
Do we get a chance to build a legacy for our children? Or do we even...
That's what we are trying to do.
But do we... that's if we are even able to find our feet, Leah, because not everybody gets that chance to be able to be in a stable work, for example, to be able to provide, to even pay bills. But what I realize about this business is that you are building a business not for you, it's for your family, it's for Sean, it's for all the kids, your grand and great children. So if anything happens to you today, this business is passed on to your children. So that's really what attracted me, that legacy that we can build and leave for our children.
So would they also be able to get the training and
I'm going to give you an example. Actually last week, I had a strategy call with a lady. This lady, I'm not going to name her, she spoke with me about the business opportunity, and she explored the business, and she actually joined our community. While she got into our community, she was just looking at it's like a group, private Facebook group that we have. She realized that she had a relative, but this relative passed away.
Oh, all right.
And she called me and said, Claudine, I'm seeing this person's name, but this person is no longer alive. This person was my cousin. And I remember you told me that this business can be passed on to your children's children. And I've spoken to her children. They are now in their early 20s,
Mm-hmm.
and they have not done anything about it. Is there anything that can be done? And I was like, oh my goodness, what, is this a coincidence or what? And then, of course, my job is, as a human being, is to try to support her, her relative who passed away, so her children can be able to inherit this business. So now we start the process of getting involved, and we getting them involved within the company we partner with, so they can transfer their mother's business to the children.
Oh wow!
So that reminded me of how beautiful this business is. Honestly,
Interesting.
indeed.
Interesting.
You
But
know,
did the mom not tell them about the business, or
But
she was just doing it herself?
Sometimes children are not interested in what their parents are doing.
I know.
You could be doing a course. We'll sure know what course you're doing. If you're doing a side course, for example, I could be doing something aside. Will my children know everything that I'm doing? They could come and say, "Oh, Mom, what are you doing?" I'm doing A, B, C, D. But that it stays there. It won't go any further. So I think sometimes, as parents as well, that taught me a lesson. It's how we inform our children, even if they're not ready to listen at that point. How we talk about wills and all that kind of stuff. That's probably another topic for another day. But it's how maybe was that in place. I haven't gone into those details, but one start to wonder how, as mothers, even if our children are not ready to understand or to learn what we are doing, how do we make sure that should anything happen, they are aware?
Yeah, we have to put systems in place to make sure that the information is then, given back to them. Absolutely. If you want to reach out to Claudine to know more about the business she's talking about, please feel free to contact me. Send me a DM on Facebook, SimplyMums Facebook, on TikTok, anywhere, or even comment on this video. Comment in this video and we'll give you more information.
Thank you, Leah. Yes, you can also get in touch directly with me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. Yes, you can reach me to my website should you want to reach out and get some more information. My website is www.claudinesdigital.com. I repeat again, it's www.claudinesdigital.com. You can also find me on Facebook. I am Claudine Irankunda. Same on LinkedIn, I am Claudine Irankunda. I will put my WhatsApp in the link in the details below, so you can also reach me on WhatsApp should you need to. It will be really great to connect with you.
Okay. Nice. So how does your faith influence the way you make decisions about money, risk, and work?
Faith is everything to me. Faith is everything to me. I maybe going back as from when I was little, I was raised in a Christian home, and Sunday school was one of those moments you wouldn't miss on a Sunday. And although sometimes as a child you may think, oh, do I want to wake up on a Sunday morning when it's cold, it's raining? But it's something that I'm grateful for my parents to have installed, the fear of God in me from that early age, because that's what has really led me to where I am today. Faith is my core of what I do. I pray every day. If I don't spend time with God in the morning, let's say I'm not a very nice person in a day. So I need God's guidance. I need God to guide me in what I do, whether that's business, whether that's money, whether that's raising my children, what's that supporting, providing in my own community. So faith is everything.
So did you get the signs that God sent?
Yes.
You asked for signs. Did you get the signs?
I don't have a Bible here. Sometimes we open those Bibles, we quote scriptures and say, God, you said you're going to provide, you're going to be able to see you Alpha, you're El Shaddai, you're El this and that. And then God comes in a small scent of what this is a funny thing. Yeah. God doesn't really answer you in a way that you expect.
Yes.
You know that, so how they say God has got 1,000 ways of blessing us. Sometimes that he may use the 1% of his ways that you may not even expect. Like for me, for example, I never thought an answer to my financial freedom would be through an online business, as I said. But that's the way God answered my prayers, and I had to stop and think, is this you, God, or is this another scammer out there? So yes, God does answer our prayers, and I think a lot of time we need to be attentive to His inner voices and really be intentional about how we what comes into our ears, what we listen to as well. Because you know how deep a coincidence I find myself on Facebook and find a particular ad there on Facebook. For me, as I said, I was not a social media person, and for me to find myself there on that particular day, at that particular hour, that minute, and find that particular ad there, that was God. So yes, God has answered our prayers. We just need to be quite attentive to His inner voice and listen and not be stubborn like we do sometimes.
So now that you've been in this business for however long now, do you feel that you've reached your financial goals, or are you almost there?
We're on a journey. We are on a journey. It's a journey. We are on it. Anything in life, it's like when you have a baby, right? They're not going to start running when they come out your womb. You're going to nurture them. You're going to nurture them. You're going to breastfeed before you move on to solids. You're going to make sure that when they start growing, you move all those things around, and any challenges they face, along the way, as a mom, you're there to put their hands up when they fall. So it's like anything we do in life, you work on it, you build it. And if you take care of that baby when they're still little, they say that the first 5 years of a child, I don't know why I go into child development now, but they say that
those the Simply Mums channel, we're happy to talk about those things.
They say that the first 5 years of a child's life is very vital in terms of their development. So it's similar. I look at it whenever I start anything new, whether that's a job, a business. If you take care of that business in the early days, you're consistent, you're there without a fail, whether you're tired or not, you're consistent with what you do, you build it up, and you invest in it financially, you invest in it emotionally, you invest your time into it. It grows to a point where you want it to be. For me, I am building my business to the point where I'm now at the point where I can actually afford to take unpaid annual leave and spend time with my children. Next week I'm not working, and before I would have to work, whether I like it or not, because if the money doesn't come at the end of the month, then what happens? So for me to get to a point where I can afford to take those unpaid annual to spend time with my children, to take them on those extra holidays. So that's really what this business is doing for me. And to be able to pay the dates as well. Because we do accumulate dates along the way as we journey, don't we? So for me to be able to do that, buy, a family car, for example, all those things really comes, a part of the work that you're investing in the business. And for me, again, Leah, I will say, when I start this business, my why was and remain to be able to earn extra income, and also to be able to provide for my children a better life, maybe like better than what I had, and build those memories and support my extended families and so on and so forth. Those were initially my why, my reasons to start the business. And then when I started, I realized that there's more to this than just money. There is more, honestly. And from my background as a social worker, I work with people. My role is to support families, to see family flourish. And I realized that need is a need that I had a need. A need isn't always about someone supporting you to raise a child or helping you to find service that can support you with a child. I had that financial need. And I know I'm not the only one family or the only one mom who has the same need. I know there's so many moms out there who are looking for ways they can earn that extra income without having to sacrifice their family time. That was me. That was me. I was longing for that. And I realized that it's not just about money. It's about
not just moms.
Absolutely.
Even dads.
Well, we're on a Simply Mums channel. That's why I was talking about mums.
But the dads should also, listen. It's not just the mums.
Absolutely.
If you're also a man out there, you're a father, and you're also looking for that. I don't know why on my TikTok, stay-at-home dads have been popping up on my... Like, there's also some dads who are out there looking for other ways and staying with their children.
That's interesting you say that about dads, because I had an ad running on YouTube a while ago, and then in that particular ad I was talking to mums, because they're me.
Yeah.
It's attraction marketing, by the way.
Yeah.
So I was talking to moms, and then I had 2 dads contact me, and I said, Claudine, I saw your ad and you were talking to moms, and I decided to contact you. And I said, okay, thank you, but why did you decide to contact me? Because my wife needs this. Me and my wife needs this. So he added that. Initially he said, my wife needs this. And then he said, me and my wife could do with this kind of business.
All right.
So a lot of times, I think it's maybe as moms, we tend to carry that hard, don't we? And then, of course, the dads come and they support us as well, the husbands. But dads, as much as women are looking for that freedom to be around for the children, dads are, as part of our children's growing up, or are also in the need of that freedom as well that we're looking for. You know, there was something I saw, and someone messaged me actually the other day and said to me, Claudine, I've just seen this reel on TikTok, and I think this dad might benefit from your kind of business. And I said, okay, so what is it? And then I went to look into it. I realized that this is a very educated man, actually, a researcher. He's a doctor, researcher.
Yeah, maybe it's the same one. He was a doctor. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe. And then he was talking about how he had just resigned.
Yes.
Is that the one?
Yeah, he just resigned from his job.
He lost his brother.
Yes.
And he had to go for
burial.
To travel for burial. And of course, because he was only entitled to 3 days.
Yeah, only 3 days.
Only 3 days compassionate leave. And then he had, in those 3 days, he was expected to travel and come back, do the plan the burial and come back, and also do what? And mourn for his.
Grieve for his brother.
And I looked at, when they sent it to me, I said, oh my goodness, it was so heartbreaking. At the same time, he was asking for flexible hours, I think.
Yeah, and they refused.
And they refused him because he had to be there. But he had got 2 little boys. He wanted to be. Is that a crime?
Present.
How?
Yeah.
Is it really? That's the simplest thing, a need for any human being to have. Opportunity to be able to be there for their children.
Yeah,
it really broke my heart.
I saw that guy, and he made me feel so sad.
I cried inside, honestly.
I'm like, oh my God. And then people were giving him advice. You can take sick leave and blah, blah, blah. But he already resigned.
He's already resigned. And for someone to get to that point, Leah, that takes a lot.
I know.
That takes a lot. And this person sent me that clip and said, please reach out to this man. I don't know who he is, but I've seen his clip going around, but I think he needs this. So, to answer your question, this is not just for moms.
Yeah.
It is as much as for moms as it is for dads.
So if a mom or dad is out there saying she doesn't have business experience, no money, no funds to start a business, doesn't know what to do, feels stuck, what do you think she should do?
That was me. I was that mom. I was that mom who didn't have any business experience. When I tell you that I had not even sold a pen in my life. that's the lack of experience I had. And remember, that was also one of my excuses that I had as to not explore this business further. I didn't have experience. To be fair, I didn't even have funds to invest in the business. But you know what? Where there is a will, there is a way. I needed to change my mind. That was one thing that I need to do. Mindset mindset matters.
Yes.
If you have an open mind and you're actually ready to explore, to see what else can I do, what else is possible for me, for my family, reach out. Reach out to us. We'll share information. Explore. We'll guide you. And then you can decide whether that's for you or not.
When your children look at you, what do you hope they say that you taught them about money, courage, and faith?
I would want my children to be able to say that Mom was not afraid to try new things. Mom was not afraid to explore. Mom was courageous, even if when things were hard. Mom prayed for God to make a way. Because that's another thing that I do with my children. It's prayer. prayer for them in anything that they do, whether that's a sports day that's coming up at school and they're thinking, oh, but my friends run faster than me today, mommy. I'm not going to be able to be the first one. And let's pray. God is going to give those little legs the strength to run faster than your friends if that's what you want to do tomorrow. Like my daughter was talking about earlier, she's doing this phonics test, and she was thinking, oh, we need to revise. I need to be able to get top marks. And I said, yes, let's revise, but let's pray as well. Of course, consistency is a key. Let's work harder. Let's practice every day, but let's pray and be courageous, because nothing is impossible. Once you set your mind to it, nothing is impossible.
Thank you so much. You've given us a lot of information, a lot of nuggets. So I hope that moms out there, you'll reach out. If you're in that position, if you're on Simply Mums, we're always here to empower women and mothers, and I'm always trying to find ways to give you information that can be helpful to you and your families. So that's how Claudine came in, and I hope that you subscribe to our Simply Mums to make sure that you don't miss out any of our videos. All right, we really appreciate you coming and watching the video, but we also appreciate if you comment, if you subscribe. It will, give us more motivation to continue doing these videos. Thanks, Claudine.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time. Ciao.
Bye-bye.